Okay, at time of upload, it is the 31st of December 2018. It is New Year's Eve, and we're about to kick off the Superion reviews for Generations Combiner Wars. These will be, as usual, 5 parts. And this is going something I've recorded before New Year's Eve, but after I recorded the initial Aerialbot reviews, so we have yet another pre-recorded tacked on intro. But I wanted to say to everybody, Happy New Year. Whatever 2018 has brought, I hope 2019 surpasses that, and I hope you all have great 2019s. I hope I have a good 2019 as well. Don't know whether this will get many views. I don't know whether anybody will watch it tonight because New Year's Eve, everybody will probably be out partying or spending time with their loved ones or whatever it is people do on New Year's Eve. But yeah, I hope you all have a great night. I hope you all have a great year going forward. New Year's Eve, it can be busy, chaotic, hectic. Just stay safe, guys, and I will see you in the new year. Kinder Bueno YouTube, Mike here, Dezaras Prime, back for another Transformers Combiner Wars review, and we are back to Combiners, we are back to teams, we are tackling, this time around, Superion, or as I like to call him, Superion. Today we're going to kick things off with Air Raid. Now Air Raid is, I can't say he's a retool of Guy Hawk. I believe Guy Hawk came, well, these were Wave 1, the Aerialbots were. They came first. I'm just trying to get it to focus. If I hide my face, it might focus on him, because it can be a bit of a bitch sometimes. Never put Optimus Prime's sword down. Yeah. Stay there out of the way. So yeah, this is Air Raid. He was, I don't think he was that widely available. I know I've got mine off Mike, because and apparently some people, he was hard to come by. Not as hard as the bald one, the right said Fred one. What's his name? Nose Cone or something like that. You probably know which one I mean. But yeah, this one wasn't the easiest one to come by. So I was lucky to get him off Mike and I was able to complete the Superion. I don't have right said Fred Cone, so this Superion set does have the Alpha Bravo helicopter, which I don't mind because Chris McFeely mentioned this in one of his Metrodome commentaries. The Aerialbots are all just jets, so it's nice to have something to break it up a little bit. And I'll give them credit, they're not all the same jets. I mean, obviously Silverbolt isn't, but they could have gone with the same jet and just changed the paint jobs and stuff if they were that lazy. But they came up with different jet modes for the 3 jet limbs on Superion. Anyway, today we've got Air Raid. And he's nice. He is very, very nice. I like the multitude of colours, but I also like that it's not garish. It's, I've mentioned that before in another one, haven't I? Can't quite remember who. But anyway, he's got the nice white arms and some nice sculpted detail in the arms. And he has those burnt orange kind of forearm panels and the vents up top. His head sculpt is nice. White with silver with a bit of I want to say pearl blue in there. I don't want to say metallic. But yeah, a very nice head sculpt. He doesn't look that happy to see me, but then again, who does? Little Autobot symbol on his left shoulder. And on the chest, you've got that little burnt orange effect going around those gaps in his chest, which still has some nice detail inside. If you look at that now, that's really nice. White combiner port, which I don't mind in this instance. It breaks up the red very nicely, and especially with the red waist. And again, just see it, the burnt orange effect there. The crotch is white. No painted hands, but no big deal. Nice red highlights on the knees and some nice effects sculpting on the legs in general. Red shin highlights with mostly white. I do like the sculpting. Again, I keep saying that. It's just bang tidy is the best way to describe it. And then the biggest thing around the back, you've got all this black, which jet kibble, you know, fair enough. He does turn into a jet. I'm not going to get into that, but he's a black jet and a white robot, and I like what they did with that. It's we'll see when we get to the jet mode. Sorry, but yeah, it's some nice detailing on the jet mode as well that I can't really hide. You can see it a little bit, but I'll wait till jet before we go to the full detail analysis with that. Back of his thighs have some nice like circuitry, piston, hamstring type effect going on, and yeah, all in all, a good figure. I like this one. I'm really glad I picked it up. I'm glad Mike was able to hook me up with it. Points of articulation, it's pretty standard, but then you get some that are lacking certain features. He has the 360 head motion. Shoulders go up, or arms go all the way around, sorry. But yes, his shoulders, no, they don't go up, they go down. Yeah, for transformation. Arms go out. He has the upper bicep swivel. I assume it's the upper bicep, unless I'm completely fucking up my biology. 45-degree elbow bend. I think it's 45-degree. I'm coming across really uneducated on this, aren't I? Sorry. No wrist swivel or hand action at all, unfortunately. Obligatory waist swivel. Usual, legs go out, they go forward, they go back. Has the upper thigh swivel, which is a bit tight on this, but that's okay. And the knees bend. No foot action. This video is a lot more kinky or unkinky than I was anticipating. Let's do a comparison with Skyhawk, who is a retool of this figure. So here's Air Raid, and I would like to welcome back to the stage Guy Hitman Hawk. Comparison because yeah, they are from the same mould, and yeah, Guy Hawk is right off the bat obviously different head sculpt, and Guy Hawk has a lot more paint apps on him. That's not to say Air Raid's painted badly, because he isn't. Sometimes it's better to be subtle with the paint details, and you know, sometimes less is more, and I think that shows nicely here. Again, not to say Guy Hawk's painted over the top or way too much, because he isn't. I can really appreciate the extra paint on Guy Hawk, while also appreciating less of the paint on Air Raid. It's like Guy Hawk, you look at the chest pieces, for example. Like I said, Air Raid has that subtle burnt orange around these ridges and the gaps, whereas Guy Hawk has black and yellow inside as well. Guy Hawk has a plain waist. Air Raid has the little burnt orange bronzing on those lines there. Guy Hawk has... They both have painted forearms, but Guy Hawk stretches around to the that part there. And Air Raid is just on the outside. Again, not a bad thing. If we go down to the legs, they both have the painted diamonds on the knees, yellow and red. Guy Hawk's venting things here are painted, Air Raid's aren't, and they both have the painted shin highlights there. Now Air Raid has more around the back. Skyhawk is straight pink all the way around. Air Raid is black, but that's not really paint, that's different plastic, I would assume. I will say they could have maybe painted Air Raid's guns there. They just seem to blend in a bit too much, whereas Skyhawks are nicely brought out by the silver and the pink there. Like I said, obvious different head sculpts. Still both very nice head sculpts. I was impressed with the head sculpts on the Lio Kaiser set. The ones that had heads. But Air Raid still has a very nice head sculpt, as I mentioned before. Yeah, not really much more to go over with the comparison, because I think, unlike Sunstreaker and Wheeljack, I don't think there are any moulding differences with these two. Let's have a quick look. And the chest panels are the same. Upper arms, they're the same. Waist and abs, same. Yeah. Cock and bollocks, same. Thighs and lower legs, entire leg assembly, same. Arms, they're the same. So, yeah, these, the only remoulding is the head, different head sculpt. Everything else, sculpt-wise, is identical. So, that's, I'm not going to say a disappointment, it's a surprise, because as I was reviewing Wheeljack and Sunstreaker, I noticed a lot of differences between those two, sculpt-wise, and sometimes they're obvious, sometimes they're subtle, but this has none whatsoever. Again, not a bad thing. Both have their merits. Anyway, I'm going to get to Air Raid's jet mode, and then we'll go on to the jet comparison. So yeah, that was enlightening. I expected there to be some difference in the sculpting other than the head, but there wasn't. But again, like I said, not disappointed, just surprised, because the other ones surprised me. Anyway, Air Raid's jet mode, like I said, is a black jet. That's where all that black on his back comes from, but he's still white underneath. Now, I like the idea of this, that Air Raid's in the sky, fucking Autobots v Decepticons, Air Raid's fucking fighting off, I don't know, let's just use Skyhawk and that. So you got Skyhawk and Air Raid in the sky all being all fighty shit, and then Skyhawk maybe needs to call in for help. He's like ground support, he's like, look, this guy, can't get him, need your help, boys. And then maybe fucking Jarraga's like, I ain't got Jarraga. Drillhorn's like, well, what does he look like? Oh, he's a black jet. But I can't see a black jet, because he's mainly white. I like that he can deceive, and it would cause the Decepticons to maybe give out an inaccurate description. Obviously, once they get to know the guy, and first few times, it won't work for that long, but a new opponent might be a little bit confused. It was a black jet in the sky, but I can't see a black jet in the sky. When I look up from the ground, it's white. I get that. I like the idea of that. But there's an obvious drawback, isn't there? As a character concept, it works. As a toy, it just highlights all that robot kibble. I mentioned in the Seekers review that sometimes it can't be helped. This was one of those instances where it maybe could have been helped, but it's what the character is. I believe in the cartoon. My memory isn't that great with that. I haven't watched that in a while, but I believe in G1 he was a black jet with a white robot mode. So there's a precedent for it. And again, I like the concept. I just feel as a toy, it's a bit off. Not a game breaker by any means, but you know, it's top of it looks great. Let's look at the top of it for a bit, shall we? Because nice black, the detail comes through nicely, even though it's black. He has the silver, red, and orange stripes, retaining some of that burnt orange effect. And basically, the colours of his robot mode are on the wings. Autobot symbols on the wings also. And again, the fins have that nice trifecta of colours that make up his robot mode. Well, silver for white, but you know what I mean. The underside, you can see it all white and stuff like that. Excuse me. Side doesn't look too bad. You have to really, you have to know what you're looking at. It's just underneath where it is more obvious than someone like Guy Hawk, where it's all pink and then pink and then pink and then pink, and then you've got Air Raid and he's like black, white. It's, yeah. As a toy, it's a good toy though. I mean, I like the Guy Hawk figure. I like this figure. I like that the 3 jets in Superion's limbs are all different. They're not all the same jet, just painted differently. So I'll give him credit for that. The nice silver cockpit there. It's decent. Kind of feel like I've done my Guy Hawk comparison in jet already. But I don't think this needs as much attention. But yeah, so there's no sculpted differences on the figure at all. It's the same sculpting in vehicle mode as it is in robot mode. Obviously the paint jobs are different, but they are essentially the very same jet. It's just Guy Hawk hides his robot kibble well because it's more the same colour. It's, you know, pink on the top, pink underneath, whereas Air Raid's black on the top, white underneath. It's I'm excited to see what they were going for, but it doesn't quite hit the mark. But yeah, it is what it is. It's still a decent figure. I still like it. Yeah, it's not a lot else to say about it really. Yeah, the comparison was a little bit different with the jet, but I'd kind of used him and already shown that off, so it was just a rehash of what I'd said previously when I was talking about Air Raid on the whole. He's good. I think that's the best jet mold that I've seen, or that I own, because the other ones are decent, but this one, it's, I don't know, it's just different enough from the other ones, because the other two are different in and of themselves, but they feel very samey. This one has just that extra little bit. It's the wings that go up that make it just a little thing like that that makes it just stand out a bit differently. Excuse me. And it adds to the robot mode as well. So I do feel like this jet is the best of the jets. And it's just, you know, mold wise, sculpt wise, paint wise with this guy, bit off. With Guy Hitman Hawk, bang on the money. No complaints there. But yeah, anyway, that's been my review of Combiner Wars Air Raid. I will be back with Firefly next. I'm quite fond of Firefly, so we'll get to Firefly. Adidas amigos, you shall see me next time. Question. Who's the twat that forgot to show off the limbs? This guy. Air Raid's limbs. I forgot about that for some reason. I think it's because I've just come off a review where there were no limb modes, so I kind of It's like, oh, yeah. But, I should have known better. So, air raid leg. Oh boy. It's that problem with the white robot, black jet thing, isn't it? The arms are glaringly obvious there. You can maybe offset it a little bit by having the fins out like that. That would just cause issues with the other leg mode. But the Super Shredder thing, the leg effect that Skyhawk had, doesn't work here. You just basically, the only way to cover the fucking all the robot kibble in his leg mode is to have him as a jet with a foot up his arse. It doesn't work in this, with this version of the toy, unfortunately. Works with Skyhawk because, like I said, mostly pink. So, it's all hidden better, but that is just... I don't like his leg mode. I have him as an arm with Superion for obvious reasons. It just... the leg mode doesn't work with this colour scheme. Anyway, speaking of arm modes, before I forget, let's get to the arms. So as an arm, it sort of works a little bit better, because all the colours come out in this. You've got the white and the burnt orange, the black and the red, and it's not like you've got just a massive block of black with white on the sides that show off glaringly obvious robot kibble. But I said before how I like that the multiple colours don't make it garish. I think in this instance it does a little bit. It's better than his leg mode. I'll give it that. And the combination of colours, there's more different combinations there's more colours on view there, like I said, but it's still a bit much in that regard. The arm's definitely better than the leg, but again, it's not brilliant. I have him as an arm mode because it is the better option, but it's just a bit... his limb modes suffer because of what they try to do with his robot and jet modes. That really doesn't translate that well to a toy. I still like it, the robot and the jet. I like the concept of the jet, the idea. The robot mode's nice. The limbs just suffer because of it, unfortunately. And it's not like when you've got the animation models and you can just be like, air raid's a leg now, let's paint it all black. You can't do that with the toy. Or as an arm, let's paint it all black. Can't do it with the toy. So it's one that suffers in the translation from animation or comic to toy. But all in all, still a decent mould. I still like the mould. It's just the colour scheme makes this seem a bit off in certain modes. So yeah, that's definitely the end of this review now. I have nothing else to say about Air Raid. Solid robot. Jet's not bad. I mean, as a mould, it's great, the jet is, and the robot. Colour-wise, again, I see what they were going for. Don't quite pan out. Limbs really suffer because of the not panning out of the jet mode attempt. Yeah, that's it. That was Air Raid. Next up, I'll be on to Firefly. Got another question for you quickly. Who the fuck is Nosecone? Because I just looked it up. Because I was on about the Right Said Fred Aerialbot. And I looked it up briefly and then remembered I forgot the limbs because I was ready to go on to Firefly next. And it's Quick Slinger, isn't it? Or Slingshot as he used to be called. That's who I was on about. Not fucking Nosecone. I don't even know. Is Nosecone a Technobot? I think Nosecone's a Technobot. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I woke up today feeling a lot better mentally and emotionally than I have in a long time. But I'm not better mentally, am I? Because I'm just forgetting shit and getting shit wrong. I'm going to take a minute and then I'm going to move on to Firefly and hopefully not fuck that up. I've been Dezaras Prime. You've been very patient with me. Thank you. Adidas amigos, you shall see me next time. For realsies.